What's going on, guys? We are back at it in Sydney, Australia. We have the plot armor merchant himself, Drickus du Plessis, taking on Sean. Let's go to war, DDP. Let's bang, Strickland. We will be giving you our analysis and picks starting from the first fight of the night, and we'll be working our way to the main event of the evening. Let's get into it. Starting with the first fight of the night, we have Hyun-Sung Park taking on Nyamjargal. Tumendemberel. Who you got in this matchup, man? Hyun-Sung Park coming in minus 280 favorite. Both fighters are under the age of 30. Men's flyweight division. Both fighters 5'7". Nyamjargal got the 71-inch reach. Hyun-Sung Park with the 66-inch reach, man. Give
Yeah,
me your
this fight
thoughts.
I like Hyun-Sung Park. I think he's gonna be able to get it done. I think he's more of a overall all-rounder better fighter. I think he's
More
had
seasoned, man.
yeah, he has a stand up. He's coming off a championship victory from the road to UFC, won his first fight in the UFC. And on the other side, Nyamjargal, his debut was mid, man. It was a mid debut. He lost to Carlos Hernandez. It was a close fight. He did lose a split decision. But you can't be having these close fights with mid fighters like that, man. If you are top of the top, you're high level, you got to finish these dudes, man. You got to come, you got to make a statement. Could be a bad night. Dude is still young, 26 years old, has a 5-inch reach. I think this is going to be a close scrap. It's going to be a closer fight than a lot of people are going to think, but I think Hyun Sung Park is going to just be too much. I think he's going to be able to get it done and grind out a decision victory.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. Hyun-Sung Park came in from the road to UFC. He got in the hard way. He won his last fight by knockout over Shannon Ross. If you want to take a deeper dive into the statistics, Hyun-Sung Park in the UFC has 100% takedown defense so far. 100%. Nobody's been able to get the man to the mat. It's clearly going to be a striking affair. Nam Jargal has some power, but both fighters actually, I want to take that back. He might look like he has some powers because he got all them damn tattoos, but Hyun-Sung Park got more knockouts. He's winning 40% of his fights by knockout. So that being said, I think Hyun-Sung Park got this, man. I think he's going to be able to edge it out in the striking. He's going to be able to keep it on the feet. And if he wants to take it down, Hyun-Sung Park has shown he has solid grappling. It's nothing elite, but he can implement the wrestling into this. So there's too many more options for Hyun-Sung Park in this matchup. I'm going him by decision. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Quillan Skellid taking on Anshul Jubli, India's last hope. In this matchup, man, I'm going with Quillan, man. Jubli, they fed him a dying animal and he got knocked out by a guy on a 3-fight losing streak, man.
That was
I mean,
bad.
like, who
That
does
was
that ever
bad.
happen to? You know what I mean? Oh, it only happened to Jubli, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Quillan coming in as a minus 410 favorite. He's about to stomp this dude out.
Straight up, man. Quillen, I think it's a tough matchup for this dude, man. Anshul Jubli was not too impressed with his last performance, man. Dude got finished, man. Dude got finished. Everybody was expecting him to win. I think he was a favorite going into that fight, but I think this one might be a tough matchup. He's fighting a hometown guy, making his debut. Yeah, it's gonna be too much to overcome for my guy Anshul Jubli, who got the whole India behind him, over 1 billion people supporting him. You know they want him to win, but it's as unfortunate as unfortunate gets, but that's the name of the game, man. It's a dangerous game we play. There's no favorites, man. There's no crowd favorites, none of that. It all comes down to how much of a dog you are, how much skills you got, and that's it. Simple as that. If you're not the best in the world, you're not the best in the world, and it sucks, but it is what it is. On to the next.
Yeah, man. On to the next matchup. We have Kevin Jousset taking on Jonathan Micallef. Kevin Jousset, he just lost his last fight in his home country in France to Brian Battle, the Butcher. He got knocked out, but he looked very good in that first round. He arguably won that first round against someone as high level as Brian Battle. Battle kept going for takedowns. Jousset stopped all of them. He even was able to get some takedowns himself. He had some trips. Judo master. He's coming in as a minus 240 favorite. In my opinion, man, I think Jousset got this by decision. Easy decision, man. On the other side, we have Jonathan Micallef, man. He's making his UFC debut. He has a submission victory in the Contender Series. So he could be sneaky little submission specialist. You know, he's only 25 years old, so we don't really know what he's best at. Hold
True,
up.
true.
Hold up. One.
Yeah, man. Kevin Jousset looked really good against Brian Battle. That was a very good fight, back and forth, up until he ultimately got finished by Brian Battle. But that Butcher is nice, man. He's a high-level fighter. Y'all know how we feel about Brian Battle on this channel. So Kevin Jousset putting on a performance like that, he looked good, man. He was very impressive, very impressive. He was coming in with like a 4 or 5 fight win streak in that one too. So that being said, yeah, I'm definitely going with him. He's also the favorite on this. He is the older fighter, but Micallef, man, what is there to say? Back-to-back submission victories. He's looking good, but I think he's still very raw, very young, and he's gonna get introduced to the UFC. Kevin Jousset is a bad matchup, man. Your first fight in the organization, that's tough. But good luck to him, man. But I think Jousset is gonna get it done, man. Probably win by decision.
Yeah, man, we're in agreement on this matchup. On to the next one. We have Rong taking on Cody Steele, another homegrown fighter taking on Rong the striker. In this matchup, I'm gonna have to go with Cody Steele. I know a lot's not known about Cody Steele, but from what we do know about him in the Contender Series, he looked good, man. He looks like a killer. He knocked out his opponent with a body shot. He's very vicious, very aggressive. I'm gonna have to go Cody Steele by knockout.
Yeah, Cody Steele's a brawling ass dude, bro. I was watching his fight in on the Contender Series. He looked good. He looked good. I just feel like Rong has a lot, like way more fights. He's way more seasoned. He's a grizzled vet, as Lucas Tracy would like to say. 24 years old. He's younger. He was looking really good in his last fight against Chris Padilla up until he got that nasty, nasty elbow. Bro, that thing was so nasty, bro. He got an elbow right on the eye socket. He thought someone poked him in the eye, man. He's like, wait, you poked me in the eye, ref. Call it. The ref's like, man, you ain't get poked. You just got hit. And it was a doctor stoppage TKO, but he was looking good in that fight. So ah, I think I'm gonna have to disagree with you, man. I'm gonna have to go with Rong Zhu. I think he's more experienced, more grizzled vet. I think he's gonna be able to get it done, even though, and he's younger too. And he's younger too. So no brain. I'm gonna have to go with Rong Zhu winning this one, man.
Yeah, man, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum on this one. But man, the Chinese male fighters in the UFC, they don't be doing too good, my brother. But on to the next one. We have in the men's bantamweight division, Topuria versus Volkanovski all over again, but this time with the proteges. Aleksandre Topuria, the youngest brother, he's the older brother, but he's low key the younger brother because he's not putting in work like Ilya. Taking on Colby Thickness, Volkanovski's protege, 7-0, man. Topuria coming in as a big favorite, -410. He fights a lot like his brother. He's a little more of a technician, man. He throws more volume because he doesn't have that power that Ilya has. But man, I'm gonna have to go with Aleksandre in this matchup. I think he's gonna control where the fight's going to take place. It's primarily going to be a striking match, and Topuria is a little more technical on the feet. I think he'll edge out a decision, man. But I don't think it's going to be as like the odds suggest it's about to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close fight. Topuria edges it out.
Listen, man, the beginning of the end of the Toporios. It's gonna start on Saturday, boys. Starting with Alexander Topuria taking his first or second L, rather. I think Kobe Thickness, he's been training with Volk. You know what I'm saying? If Alexander Topuria was that dude, man, he would have been in here before his brother. His brother's younger than him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe Thickness. He's gonna have Alexander Volkanovski in his corner. Volk's gonna run it back with Topuria. He's gonna kick his ass too. So you know what I'm saying? The shutout is coming. I'm calling it first. Kobe Thickness getting this one done via his thickness. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put it on him, and he gonna get her done, man. I'm gonna have to go.
Whole lot of Diddy statements, but it's all good. Show the man, Diddy boxing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Kobe Thickness, man. Both these guys are making their debuts. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out a lot, but I think Alexander Topuria, if he was nice, I'm telling you, if he was nice, he was really like that, he got this job because his brother. A whole lot of nepotism going on over here. If he was that dude, he would have been in the UFC, but he not that dude.
He was
So
never my friend, straight up.
Topuria was never my friend. You heard? So I'm
On
gonna have
to
to go
the
with Kobe
next
Thickness.
Yeah, man. On to the next matchup. We have the Joker, Wang, taking on Bruna, Brasil in the women's strawweight division, man. I'm gonna have to go with Wang, even though she got fraud checked in her last fight, showed she had no grappling.
You mean
That
Wang
striking
Kong?
is just so crazy, man.
You mean Wang Kong?
Yeah, my fault, Wang. I mixed it up, man. My
Oh,
fault on
Freudian
that.
slip.
I knew I said something wrong. I didn't, you know what I mean? My bad, my bad. Wang Kong, I'm gonna go with Wang Kong in this matchup, man. Clear, she has a big edge in the striking. Bruna Brazil, she could tap her out. But I'm gonna just believe in this chick one more fight, man. I'm gonna give her a go one more time.
Man, Wang Kong, she came in her last fight. She had the Joker makeup on. You know what I'm saying? She was looking like she was about to aura it up in that building, get a win and just be hyped, but it did not plan out that way. She got fraud checked. And by who? By who? By Gabriela Fernandez, another Brazilian man. So now she's fighting another Brazilian. So I'm not too confident going with Wang Kong, man. I'm gonna have to go with Bruna Brazil. I think she might have the sauce. And she's a year younger. She's more of a grizzled vet. You know what I'm saying? She has UFC experience. Yeah, she wins and loses one here and there. She's not the best fighter. But I think Wang Kong just got exposed last time out. So I'm gonna have to go with Bruna Brazil, man. I'm gonna have to disagree with you again. So keeping it simple. Not much to say. On to the
Yeah,
next.
man, we're on opposite ends of the spectrum again, but it's all good. On to the next matchup we have in the men's lightweight division. Tom Nolan taking on Viacheslav Borshchev. Borshchev lost his last fight to Chase Hooper, but man, I was a big believer in Borshchev, man. He was knocking dudes out, doing the little tap, the Slavic tap dancing and all that. But he's looking a little mid these last two performances, but I'm gonna give him a go one more time, man. Not much is known about Tom Nolan, man. I think Borshchev's gonna get this done. Not only do I think he's getting it done, I think he gets it done by knockout.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you again. What is this, eh? We not agreeing today. What is this? I like Tom Nolan in this one. Borchev, man, he's been looking underwhelming in his last couple of fights. Yeah, he beat James Lantab, but we saw James Lantab. You know what I'm saying? We saw him fight my guy Mauricio Hufi, and then he had a split decision. Yeah, Borchev beat him, but I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. I wasn't too impressed. He does have a win over Mahashate, who's a good fighter. I like Mahashate. But I'm gonna have to go with Tom Nolan. I'm gonna have to go with the home guy, 24 years old. He has a 4-inch reach advantage, southpaw. Yeah, I think he's gonna cause a lot of problems for my guy Borchev, man. Borchev is too. I feel like he's a little bit older fighter, 33 years old at lightweight. You know, he's in his prime, but he's just been on a losing streak. So I'm gonna have to go with Tom Nolan. I think the hometown kid is gonna get it done, man.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to change my pick now. I'm just playing. I'm playing. On to the next matchup. We have another hometown guy, Jack Jenkins, taking on Brazil's Gabriel Santos in the men's featherweight division. Gabriel Santos, man, a lot of hardcores have their eyes on this kid. He's a very good. He's a good fighter. But Jack Jenkins on the other hand, he was hype, man, but he picked up some losses along the path in the UFC, man. He lost to Shepe Mariscal, who, you know what I mean? He got knocked out by him too. He's not really a big fighter in the UFC. Gabriel Santos, on the other hand, man, he lost. He lost by knockout to Onama. He lost by split decision to Lerone Murphy. He was able to go to a split decision with someone like Lerone. His last victory was over Yi Jia by unanimous decision. Ah, man.
This is a tough one.
This is a
Very
close
tough one.
fight. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to go with Jack Jenkins on this one, man. I'm gonna just go out on a limb. I have a feeling Jack Jenkins is gonna get it done. The Aussie crew will be hyping him up, man. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I say Jack Jenkins gets it done by decision.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Shepe Marisol is not a bad loss at all. Dude is on a crazy win streak. Crazy win streak. He hasn't lost in the UFC. Not a bad L at all. Jack Jenkins, that dude, man. I'm gonna have to go with Jack Jenkins too. I agree with you. The hometown dude is gonna get it done. Gabriel Santos it's not an easy matchup for anybody. And that being said, he is 2-1. I mean, 1-2 in the UFC, two L's. His last one was Yija, but he's good. He's all right. You know what I'm saying? He's good. He's not the best. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to go with
man.
Jack Jenkins getting it done easy.
Yeah, man. Super mid card. Whole lot of nothing burger fights. But on to the next one. We got Jake Matthews taking on Francisco Prado. Man, the only thing Francisco's known for is his last name is Prado. Get out of here with that stuff. I don't know nothing about Francisco like that. He lost his last fight by unanimous decision to Zell Huber. He lost the decision to Esteban Ribovic at UFC Noche. So that's all you need to know about Prado. He lost to a fighter that lost to a fighter in the UFC. You know what I mean? And Jake Matthews, on the other hand, man, he's been very up and down. Sometimes he looks elite. Sometimes he's losing to the likes of Michael Morales, that's a killer. Matthew Semsberger, not much of a killer, but he has a decision loss to him as well. I'm gonna have to go with Matthews, man. Sometimes he really shows up and shows out. It's in his hometown. I think he's gonna get it done.
I'm gonna have to agree. I know. You know what's funny? If this was Joshua Van, who's another 22 years old, like Francisco Prado, who's also 22 years old, this would be a tough. This would be a different prediction. But at welterweight, yeah, that's a tough fight.
Francisco's only win in the UFC is Ottoman Azaitar. This fight is not at
Yeah,
welterweight. I believe this fight is at
he,
155,
he
is it?
probably. I think he moved up. Looks like
Oh,
he
he
moved
moved up?
up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's moving up. But at 22 years old, you shouldn't be moving up, man. I don't. I'm gonna have to go with Jake Matthews, man. He's fighting a grown ass man. 30 years old, the kid is 22. Like he's probably gonna have the speed advantage, but this is a close matchup. But I do like Jake Matthews. I think he's more of a vet. He's gonna be able to get it done. Francisco Prado, yeah, he beat Azaitar, but Azaitar's been on a crazy losing streak, and he was at one point just a monster. So it's tough to predict these things, man. But I'm gonna have to go with Jake Matthews winning this one. Another hometown guy. I think he's gonna have the crowd behind him. And after that, Jack Jenkins victory
Jake
before him,
Jenkins.
the crowd's gonna be going crazy. So I'm gonna have to go with Jake Matthews, man. It's gonna be that momentum. Francisco Prado has just been iffy, man. He's moving up from lightweight. I don't know how this gonna transition. There's a lot to be seen, a lot of questions to be answered, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to go with the favorite for now, Jake Matthews. I think he gets this one done.
Yeah, man, we're in agreement. On to the next one. We have Brasil's Rodolfo Bejato taking on Jimmy Crute, man. Once upon a time, a lot of dudes had high hopes for my boy Jimmy Crute. He was coming in, he was submitting dudes, he was knocking dudes out, and then he just got knocked out by Anthony Smith with the leg kick. And then he comes back too quick off that injury. He fights Jamal Hill,
Ah,
gets
bad,
knocked out
bad.
bad by Jamal Hill. I mean, he's lost three of his last four, and the fight that he didn't lose was a draw. You know what I mean? He's just not looking good.
Yeah.
He's it's like there's no fire left in him, man. He got nothing left in the tank. I'm gonna have to go with Beato. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Rodolfo Balato, or however you say it, bro.
No,
Dude's on
I'm
a.
just trying to be funny, man. I don't know how you say it.
Now I like him, bro. Dude's a powerful looking
He's a
dude.
killer, man. I think he's gonna win by
Straight up.
knockout. Yeah, heavy,
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
hands.
I'm looking at his record right now, man. Dude's on a 4-fight win streak, 2-0 in the well, 1-0 in the UFC currently, but he is coming off a knockout
He
win
knocked out Ihor, man.
in the Contender Series. Yes, Ihor Putiera. Wow, wow. I did see this fight. I did see this fight. That was a while ago, though. That was a while ago. December 2023. He hasn't fought in over a year. Tough, tough. But that being said, I'm gonna have to go with Rodolfo, man. I think he's gonna be the more hype prospect going into this one. Jimmy Crute has been on a losing streak, so I'm not really confident picking him, man. Momentum goes a long way in the MMA, man. Momentum goes a long way. So I'm gonna have to go with Rodolfo. I think he's gonna be able too much. He's gonna get it done. Probably knock him out. Light heavyweights, man. Y'all know how these dudes be.
Yeah, man, we're in agreement. On to the next matchup in the men's heavyweight division. We have 99 cent store version of Mark Hunt, aka Justin Tafa, taking on Francisco Ngannou. I'm sorry, I mean Taliesin Teixeira, man. A lot of the hardcores are saying Taliesin's that next big heavyweight knockout artist. He's 6'7", 83-inch reach. I mean, those are crazy measurables in the heavyweight division, and he's been winning all his fights by knockout, every single fight by knockout. And I think he's gonna this fight, Tafa's a knockout artist himself, man. Super, super heavy handed. It's gonna be fireworks. Somebody's getting knocked out in the first round, and I think Tafa's getting knocked out in the first round, man. I'm going with Teixeira.
Yeah, normally, man, a lot of these new guys coming into the UFC, especially someone making their UFC debut up against a vet like Justin Tafa, who's not
Tafa's a
really the
killer,
best,
man.
but he's a knockout artist, bro. He's a knockout artist. There is a glaring height disadvantage, man. Dude is fighting, he's 6'7". You know what I'm saying? That's a bad matchup. Both these guys are heavyweights. And Justin Tuff is only 6 foot, man. 6'7" and 6 foot is a big difference. I'm 6 foot tall. 6'7" is a big difference. Like you look like a giant in front of me. That being said, man, big meaty hooks, 25 years old. I'm gonna have to go with Taliesin Teixeira, man. These dudes, the hardcores are hyping him up.
Justin Tafa got an opportunity of a lifetime.
Come
Should have
on.
been. Hit him.
Get it boxing. He beat him one time.
He beat him one time.
Shout out to Yoel Romero, man. But I'm gonna have to go with Taliesin Teixeira. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of my guy. They fought in Madison Square Garden. What's his name? The big dudes, the heavyweights.
Jonata
Jonathan Denise.
versus Tybura.
Bro, he was knocking everybody out in the first round versus Tybura, and then Tybura just came, but Tybura was the bigger dude. That was a
Tybura
fight.
had that grappling.
He was, and we saw him, bro. You saw how tall he was. Tybura
Yeah,
was huge.
Tybura was a big man.
We took pictures with both of them. We took pictures with
Yeah.
both of them, and Tybura was huge. I was like, damn, I predicted the wrong guy because he's way bigger. But that being said, I don't want to go off on a tangent. I think Teixeira wins this one by knockout. Makes an impressive UFC debut, but Justin Tafa's that hometown dude, man. So it sucks, but it is what it is. That's the fight game.
Yeah, man. On to the next matchup. We have the championship fight in the women's strawweight division. We have Magnum Weili Zhang taking on Tatiana Suarez, the undefeated American wrestler. She's never even had a tough fight in her life. Every fight's been easy for Tatiana. The only tough battle she's had have been with injuries. No opponent has ever really shown Tatiana any type of resistance. Weili Zhang, on the other hand, man, she has those two losses to Namajunas. But other than that, she's cooking shorties. Cooking shorties, man. Straight stir fry. So give me your opinion on this matchup.
Yeah, man. Tatiana Suarez, man, I got her. I love her in this fight. She beat Carlo Esparza back in 2018. Like that's a very impressive victory. Yeah, she's been in and out the ring due to injuries and all that, but a solid fighter. Yeah, she's a little bit older now, but I think she has the tools to beat Weili Zhang, man. I'm a big fan of Magnum Weili, but Tatiana Suarez is a female Habib, man. She's undeniable. It's inevitable for her to get the title, in my opinion. 11-0. She's been due for the title, been overdue for the title. So it's only a matter of time. Inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Like Thanos. It's just she meant to collect those 5 rings. And that's it. Snap of a finger, bro. She's a champion. And she's a favorite. I'm not surprised at all. So I'm gonna have to go with Tatiana Suarez. I think
No,
she's
no, no.
gonna be
It's
wet
near
blanket.
Weili Zhang is a slight favorite.
Oh, really?
It's nearly even.
Okay, because the odds I'm looking at right now on the ESPN app, minus 125 for Tatiana,
So it
plus
might have moved.
105.
It might have moved. Let
But
me look.
you know what I'm saying? It's gonna like you're right. It's gonna fluctuate. It's gonna go up and down. But Tatiana Suarez, I'm telling you, man, if y'all know who she is, y'all seen her fight, bro. She's a beast. She's an all female Habib. And coming from me, that's high praise. So I'm gonna have to go with Tatiana Suarez being a wet blanket, and just pure domination on the ground. Weili Zhang, I mean, if she can keep it standing, it's gonna get very
It's gonna be a
interesting.
blowout if she could keep it standing.
Yeah, but
Big edge in striking for Weili.
yeah, she
Huge
got that.
edge.
She got that Muay Thai, man. She got that Muay Thai. But we'll see. Either way, any fighter that can enforce their game plan is gonna win the fight. So it's gonna be a game of chess. It's a very high level women's matchup. I don't really typically get excited for women's MMA, but this one's gonna be high on my radar. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in. But I'm gonna have to
Ye-
go with my girl, Tatiana.
Yeah, man. I don't think a lot of people are accounting for the fact that Tatiana doesn't really have a lot of fights. She doesn't have a lot of 5 round experience. I don't think she has a single fifth round in her career. You know what I mean? She's never been 5 rounds with anybody. I don't think she ever had a scheduled 5 round fight. You know what I'm
She's only
saying?
been to the decision 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't, you know what I mean? In this fight, if she doesn't absolutely smoke Whaley in the first round, that cardio is going to come into play. That experience is going to come into play. And Weili Zhang, man, you know how these matchups go, man. Weili Zhang's a complete fighter all around her. She has excellent wrestling, excellent jiu-jitsu, excellent striking. She's shown it time in, time out. And in that kind of matchup, yeah, Tatiana Suarez might come out strong. She might start strong, but this is 5 rounds for the title, man. I think Weili Zhang, she's going to edge out a decision. She's going to show that championship medal. She might lose. She might drop the first round. It might look ugly at first, but I think Weili Zhang pulls it together. She's going to rally and get this one done by decision. On to the main event of the evening. This is the best fight on the card by far, highest stakes, best everything. Dricus du Plessis taking on Deshaun Strickland. DDP coming in minus 210 favorite. Almost, I mean, Sean Strickland's he's not really a big underdog, but that's pretty big underdog for someone like Sean Strickland's caliber. Sean's 33, DDP's 31. They're both fighters are about 6'1". Both fighters have the same reach, very even physical profiles for both fighters, but DDP definitely is bulkier than Sean Strickland. But Sean Strickland does seem to have the better cardio out of the two fighters. Strickland, in my opinion, I think he got the better boxing too, man. DDP just be going for it. He just be going for it. He got that plot armor. He got that heart. He's a doer, man. He's a goer, man. He's just gonna go. He's gonna throw volume out there. He doesn't care if he gets caught. He has a chin. He trusts his chin. Give me your thoughts, man. Give me your thoughts. I don't want to make my pick too quick.
Facts. Yeah, you said it, man. Sean Strickland does have better cardio, but the interesting fact about that is he lost the fifth round to DDP in that last fight, which was very impressive. That shows, man, DDP got a low-key, very underrated gas tank. And that's why he was able to go finish out that last. Well, the last two rounds he finished out strong, but the fifth round especially, he finished out strong. And I thought he won that one. But it was a very close fight overall, man. The rematches are fun to look at because you can look at the first fight and you can see where a fighter is better, what improvements they can make. You know what I'm saying? The weak areas that they can improve on. So that being said, man, I really thought Sean Strickland won the last fight.
Sean won the fifth round.
Sean won the fifth round?
Sean won the fifth round, all three cards. DDP won 2, 3, and 4 on all cards. No,
Oh,
no, no, I'm
okay,
sorry.
so
On two of the three cards. 2, 3, and 4.
hmm,
One judge gave the fight to Sean Strickland. Two judges gave it to DDP 48-47. It was a close fight, man.
a very close fight. I thought overall I do remember Sean winning that fight. I guess I was pretty off on that fifth round pick. From what I remember, I thought DDP did pretty well. He took him down, I think.
Yeah, man. I also felt like Sean lost that fifth round when I was talking about it with you, man. But on the official scorecards, he lost it on all three cards.
I, I guess because that takedown, I don't know.
It's that cardio, man. It's that he was throwing more. It's just but DDP had takedowns. It's just whatever you're scoring, I guess. It depends on
Depends
the
on
judge.
however you're scoring it, yeah. But that being said, man, I feel like does DDP have like the wrestling, the cardio to keep up with Sean Strickland? He did last time, but he arguably that was a very close fight. It was a split decision. He arguably lost. I thought Sean Strickland did enough to win that fight, especially based on damage. Because on damage alone, this dude, DDP was looking like he went through a train wreck. It was crazy. But that being said, man, I guess my final prediction. Crap, this is a coin flip, man. It was a split decision last time. Pretty close fight this time. I'm gonna have to go with Sean Strickland. I think he's gonna be able to get it done. And I think they might even be able to pull a trilogy out of these two because that first fight was amazing fight, high level, back and forth, all 5 rounds, high output. And DDP has an underrated gas tank. I'm gonna have to say that, man. But I do like Sean Strickland in this one. Let's hear your final pick, man.
Let's go for that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with DDP in this matchup, man. I know nobody likes DDP. He's kind of that arrogant, cocky prick, but yo, he backing it up. He's backing it up, man. He's finished Robert Whitaker. He finished Israel Adesanya. He beat Sean Strickland by decision. He knocked out Derek Brunson. I mean, he's just taking out legend after legend, you know what I mean, in the middleweight division. He's barely
Loki
losing.
got a good resume.
He's
Loki
barely
got a pretty
not
good
low
resume.
key, high key has an excellent resume in the UFC already. He's about to fight Sean, and if he gets another win over Sean, that's huge, man.
It's huge.
That's huge. It's
And
another
then he has
champion.
then likely Hamzat is next.
I do think DDP is going to edge this out, man. And technically speaking, I think Sean Strickland is going to have the slight edge in the striking, but it's going to be that takedown. Every round, DDP was able to secure some kind of takedown, initiate some kind of grappling, initiate some kind of clinch. DDP is more physically stronger than Sean Strickland. He's going to be able to get him to the mat a couple times throughout 25 minutes, and I think that's going to be the difference. It's going to be a close fight again. I think DDP wins this same thing as last time. It's probably going to be a split decision, 48-47, man, but that forward pressure and that wrestling is going to edge it out for him slightly.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what adjustments DDP makes, man. Because Sean was making him look silly. That first fight, Sean was really making him look silly. A lot of people struggle with Sean like that. A lot of people struggle with that shell, that Philly
Yeah, but
shell.
he has that experience now, man. This fight
Now
could
he
be way
does. He does.
easier for DDP now.
But does he have that mental fortitude to know that he's gonna go through that war again? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes into this. And Sean Strickland,
I
he's making.
always pick against DDP. I'm not doing that no more.
Looks like the one time you're gonna pick him,
He
my
gonna
man
lose?
Sean Strickland. The
Imagine.
Sean Strickland gonna come through with the blood
Hey,
in his
I'm not
mouth,
going. I'm gonna be
the
hyped if
do-rag.
Sean Strickland wins that title, man. But I think DDP got it, man. I think it's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a close fight, but I think it's gonna be a little bit easier than the first one.
I do feel if it is a very close fight, they're gonna give it a DDP again because him and Hamzat and DDP is gonna be a crazy
Sean
match. You
Strickland
know the
only wins
Hamzat's gonna get
fights
the
when it's
winner of
clear.
this. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because that shutout of Izzy Adesanya was crazy. But we're not gonna
Even
mention
Paulo
Izzy.
Costa, man, one of the judges gave Paulo Costa that fight against Sean Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Like if
They
Sean
hate him.
Strickland doesn't belt to ask you, the judges might just give it to somebody else because he has a weird style.
Touche, touche. But this is gonna be a high level. This is gonna be a good matchup. Another war. Predict a 5 round war right here. That's for sure. That's for sure.
These two, in my opinion, have the best resumes in the middleweight division. They're the best fighters in the middleweight division. This is for the clear number one guy. The winner of this fight is gonna end up fighting the Wolf. And Hamzat Chimaev in his first title fight is going to be fighting the clear unanimous number one middleweight in the division. Exciting times in the middleweight division. I think DDP got this one. But hey, man, that's full guard MMA, and we out of here.
Peace.